Hi guys, welcome to a new tutorial which we will be talking about sounds, how to add ambient sounds to our experience, and how to play sounds at a certain location. And all of this we will be covering in VR. So first thing first, we need royalty-free music, which we can obtain from so many websites, or we can just gain from YouTube. So if I go to Google and I've got, for example, here this sound that I like, to a forest. It's just a demonstration. I'm gonna need to download this video and be able to eventually convert it to wave extension because Unreal Engine reads wave. So we're gonna go to Google, and from here we want to do YouTube to wave converter. So we're gonna access any of these websites first thing, and we'll do Control C, we'll go here, we'll do Control V, and we'll do convert. And let's see, we're gonna get to evaluate this website among this tutorial. Let's see if it works well or it asks for, all the sign-ups and everything that, bites you after you try to download. So let's do download wave and see. Okay, we've already converted, right? So download wave, and let's see if it's taking time to download. Okay, so it's downloading this way or not. Get by click downloader. Oh, that's a software. I don't want that. Okay, so that's an pop blocked. Okay, so it's downloading. Okay, it's downloading. I was about to give this website a 0 out of 5, but it already downloaded, so I'm gonna give it 5 out of 5. So it's a dot wave already. So I'll go where this is located, and this is located in my downloads, and I'm gonna create a folder so I am organized, and I'll do a right click here, and I'll go to content, right click here, new folder, audios, amigos, and I'm gonna go to my downloads, and I'm just gonna drag and drop this here. And whenever I do that, I get the sound wave already here, and I'll do right click from here and create queue. And this queue I can drag and drop into our scene, and I'm gonna play the VR and see if I can hear anything. So I've put in the experience, and that's true. I can hear some birds, but as you guys know, we haven't controlled any of the parameters that is there. So I think that we need to pump up the sound a little. So I'll take off my headset, do escape, and from the sound here I'll do the volume multiplier. I'll go all the way to 5 just to be able to test this, and I'll do play, and I should be getting relatively higher sound than the one I already have, which is correct. I'm getting a relatively higher sound than the one I already had, which is good. Great. So this way we have covered how to add ambient light. Of course, we can play with this a little more. So we can do override attenuation, and we can control the area that this sound covers. So, which is really cool. So I can do this like above 400, or I can make it constrained to lower than that. And I see inner radius and fall of distance. What does that mean? The inner radius is where the sound concentrates the most, and I can, by the way, flip this to, for example, a box, and I can create it this way. And there is different ways, so I can do sphere, capsule, cone, whatsoever. So I'll just keep it to sphere for now, and here all the sound concentrates, so I'll do 500, for example. Let's do more than that, so let's do 1000. And the fall off is where the sound gradually starts to disappear. So I can keep this to 3600, which is the default, which covers a big amount of the area. Great. So that's for the first part where I add an ambient sound. I'm gonna go now to where I add a custom sound to a certain location, and how I do that. So for instance, I want to simulate the sound of a door. So I'm gonna go to YouTube and I'll do forest sound or door opening sound, and I'll do SFX for avoiding any external noises. So let's do open door and close. How's that? Okay. Okay, so this is two sounds. Usually I need to separate these sounds into something like Adobe Premiere or something that is equivalent for me to have the animation playing when the door is opening and the door is closing. But I'm gonna take this one anyways, and I will be simulating what I can hear when I approach a certain area. So I'll do Control C, I'll go to our 5 stars website, and I'm gonna refresh this one, and I'll paste this link. And I'll do convert, and I'll do download wave. So it's going to take a bit of time, and the more it takes, the less I'm going to review this website. I know it's the internet thing, it's not the website, but I'm just kidding. Okay, so download wave, and now it's downloading. Okay, done. I've got it into my downloads, and I will go back to our Unreal Engine editor, and I'm gonna drag drop this sound here as a wave again, and right click, I'll do create sound cue here. But this time I'm not gonna add this to the viewport. What I will be doing is that I'm gonna go to the quick add to the project, and I'll do box trigger. Okay, how about trigger box? Okay, so it's a trigger box, and I'm gonna put it where the opening is. I'm gonna assume this is a door, and I'm gonna make the box a little bit big so I've got enough space to collide with it. And box collision, guys, I can start so many functionalities from box collisions in VR, and also in in-game third person or first person, or you name it. So I think this is good so far. So what I will be doing, I can create, if I have a door, I can create a class blueprint, but I will be doing a quick one. So I'll go to the level blueprint, open level blueprint. And here, since I already have the box highlighted and already hovered over, I need to be clicking it to be specific. So this box needs to be orange. Otherwise, I'm gonna, have it green like this. So make sure that you click the box, and then do right click and do on actor begin overlap. So when I overlap the box, something should happen. So what I will do is that I'm gonna drag and drop my sound here, and let's see if I need this one too. No, I think I need just this one. Add audio component, and I'll try to connect this. No, this is not the way to do it. What I will do is on actor begin overlap, I'm gonna ask for play sound at location. And then it's gonna ask me what is the sound. So I'll go down all the way to, what is it called? Door open. So I'll click on this, and then I'm gonna hover over, or I can do door open, and I can pick this sound, right? So I'll do compile, and I will try to play the sound now, see if it works. Okay, nothing has played, so I think we need to do a bit of tweaks. I'm gonna go to the level blueprint again, and I will, see what I have for sounds. So let's do sound, spawn sound 2D. Okay, I'll delete this one, and I will do the door, open and close. I'll do compile, and let's play, see if it works. Let me try again. I think it's working, but it's too low. Let's make sure. Oh, sorry. So, what I forgot to do is that we need to be able to collide our VR with the sound itself. So, without that, it's not gonna, trigger the box. So, what we will do is that we will click on VR pawn, and we're gonna edit our VR pawn. We'll go to the viewport, and we've got a couple of components for the VR. So, we've got the arrow, we've got the headset, we've got the hands of the VR. So, I can assign any of these to a trigger box, preferable the hand. So and if I'm doing like full interactivity, I should be giving the two hands some collisions so they can interact with whichever thing that we've got in a box trigger. So what we will do is that we'll take the hand left and we'll do add from here, and I'll do sphere, and I'll do sphere collision. And now we can click the sphere and we can scale it down, move it towards the hand a little. And in the ideal case, we should be, assigning it only to the left hand. But for now, only for demonstration, I will be, showing you guys this one. So we'll do compile. And once I compile, I'll do play now. And I'll put the VR headset. I already can hear the birds, so I'll go now. And see if it's playing. Let's try again. Okay. Let me try to enlarge the collision sphere a little so we see if it works. So we'll go to edit VR and we'll do R from the keyboard, and I'm gonna scale it a little bit more so it actually collides, and I'm gonna do compile. I'll play in VR and see again. Okay, and I got the sound perfectly playing. Perfect. Great. So this way we can play a sound at a location in VR. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. So I've added the box collision here, or the sphere, or whichever shape I want to add. And from the trigger box here, I've added into a level blueprint, and I've added this logic, spawn sound at 2D. So there's so many ways to be able to do this, guys. This is one of the ways. And the more interactions we've got, the more complicated this gets. But in the end, we want to show you guys the simplest way to be able to add some sounds to our experience in VR and be able to interact with it. I hope you guys benefit from this lecture. See you guys in the next ones.